Welcome viewers. With Ramadan coming up in the next couple of weeks, we have decided to showcase some of the best Islamic apps that are available for download. The first application is Quran Android. We will then take a look at Muslim Pro, followed by iQuran Lite, and lastly the Ibadat application. The first app we are going to take a look at is the Quran Android. This application was launched with the intention of giving the best possible reading experience for those who wanted to read the Quran even when they were on the move. So from the home screen, we're going to start up Quran Android. This is actually a pretty cool looking app. It doesn't look very cluttered at all. Here you can see all the surahs that you can listen to and read. We will now click on the first one. Now you see the text of the surah and you can actually listen to it as well. The text gets highlighted as the recitation goes on. One of the other cool features about this application is its night mode. Here you just stop by the settings and enable night mode, and as you can see, the background changes into black with the text in white. Another cool feature of Quran Android are the translations that are available. Mind you, you would have to download the translated content, but the options are actually quite vast. Once again, if we go into the settings and scroll down here, as you can see, there is an option for translations, and you have quite a few available to you in case you are unable to speak or read Arabic. You have quite a few languages: English, French, German, Hausa, Indonesian, Italian, Russian. So the list is quite extensive, and this is always a very cool, handy tool to have. The only drawback to the tool that we can see is the size that's actually required for it. If you download all the required content to use the application, it's a little over 160 MB. Not exactly small, but it is the uncluttered nature does make it very easy to use and very soothing on the eyes. The next app we're going to take a look at is called Muslim Pro. Now the difference between this app and the first one that we saw, the Quran Android, is that this app is available for download both on iOS as well as Android. We will take a look at the Android version of the app. Let's click on the Muslim Pro icon. As you can see, there are a lot more features in this application, beginning with prayers. You have a Qibla compass, you have the Quran, you have the calendar, you have the 99 names of Allah, you have places, and you have reading cards. If you click on prayers, it actually takes a look at the current location and it tells you the times for the prayers for that particular day. You can also check out the times from other dates in case you're interested. And in addition to that, you also get automated prayer alerts based on the times that have been set. The Qibla compass is a very cool tool. If you click on it, it actually points you in the direction of Mecca, which comes in very, very handy in case you're interested in doing prayer. And just like the other app we saw, you also have a list of all the surahs that you can listen to. The interface on this one is definitely a lot nicer than the first app that we saw. And if you click on them, it actually breaks down each one of the surahs into its individual stanzas along with the English transliteration underneath it. You can also play it just like the first app. In this case, the entire text gets highlighted, and you also have a progress bar at the bottom. Another cool feature of this app is places. It actually tells you the location of mosques and halal places nearby. Now my phone is taking a little longer to load up, probably because of the connection, but this should give you a fair idea of what exactly we should be looking for. You also have greeting cards that can be shared with your friends and family. You can actually personalize them by changing the size of the font, and you can directly share it from here. Another cool feature of this app is the fact that you can actually change the theme, the color. Right now we have the default green and white, but you have different options that are available here. But unfortunately, that's not available for free. You still have to purchase the paid version to download all the premium features. And one thing that we did find annoying about this app is the fact that you do have paid ads in the app. But overall, it's a very, very good app, and if you're not concerned about the space that it takes up, this is definitely a good choice for you. The next app that we're going to take a look at is called iQuran Lite. This app is also available on iOS as well as Android. We will take a look at the Android version of the application. Now, iQuran Lite has been around for quite some time. It doesn't have too many features, but what it does have, it does quite well. Right now on the home screen you have a list of all the surahs that you can listen to. Let us pick the first one, Al-Fatiha. You have the option of listening to it just like all the other apps. In this case the entire ayah is highlighted as it is being recited, as you can see, and it just has an auto scroll option as and when the recitation goes on. It also has some very interesting features. As you can see, the English translation is underneath the ayah itself. You can change the language of this translation by clicking on this, but unfortunately the default version only has English. You do have quite a few other options, but they are only available in the paid version of the app. What you also have is a pretty good list of reciters. By default, Sheikh Husayri is actually selected, but then you have another 6 or 7 options that you can select to change the reciter. One other thing that it does have is called Quranic supplications. Think of it as a tag. Say for example, you're looking for surahs that have to deal with faith. So you have about 6 of them here. You click on faith, and it gives you a listing of all the surahs that actually deal with faith itself. And then you can click on it, and it takes you exactly to the particular ayah where it discusses faith. Another interesting thing that we do have is, in case you're trying to learn the pronunciation of a particular ayah, you do have that feature as well. So it tells you exactly how to pronounce them, and you can listen to it over and over again. Say for example, let's try the rules of tajweed. So you can play this as many times as you want, and the more you play around with it, and the more you listen to it, it's more of a practice thing. You will get used to it. What would be nice here is if the text itself was getting highlighted as the recitation was in progress. It would sort of give you an idea of how exactly to pronounce it as it goes on. So you do have other features, and it talks about the language itself, what it actually means, what each one of the letters actually mean. So if you really want to get in depth into the text, this is actually a very, very good app. But it is definitely lacking in features. The last app that we're going to take a look at is called the Ibadat app. This is one of the relatively newer applications that are available for download. Once again, it is available for both the iOS as well as Android. This app actually does have a lot of very good features, and it's actually quite well designed. If you take a look at the look and feel of it, um, at a glance, the major features that you have are the Quran, usually available on all the other apps as well. You have a wide selection of wallpapers that are available for, and you can use it and share them. You have prayer alerts, and one good thing here that we saw compared to the other apps is you can individually select or unselect a particular alert for the day. You also have tasbih, wherein you can select the number of times the tasbih is actually recited. You also have the Qibla compass. Once again, we saw this in one of the previous apps, but once again, as you can see from the visuals, it does look very nice. It's a very well designed app. One of the main features that we have not seen in any of the other apps is something called Mecca Live. Here you can actually listen to live feeds from Mecca itself. We'll actually give this a shot by clicking on playing audio. It does take a couple of seconds to load up, but not only can you listen to the audio from Mecca, but you can also view live video from Mecca itself, especially with Ramadan coming right now. I'm sure a lot of people would enjoy this, especially during the Hajj season. So this is just a demonstration of the live audio from Mecca itself. Once again, the visuals are quite soothing. Let's get out of this option. Let's get into the Quran option. Once again, you do have a list of all the surahs that are available. Let's see, let's pick the first one, and you can listen to it by hitting the play button. Now, as you can see, something that's very different about the Quran recitation in this Ibadat app is the individual word is actually highlighted as the recitation goes on. This comes in very handy, especially if you're on the move or you're actually trying to grasp what is actually being recited. Much like all the other apps that we've seen, you also have the corresponding translation at the bottom. One thing that we have seen here, which we do not see in a lot of the other apps, is the ability to just share right from the app itself. You can share information about the app, to Facebook or Twitter, if you choose to. You can also increase or decrease the size of the font. I think this is the maximum size that we have right now. Let's move back. Moving back to the surah list, another thing that you do have here, which is similar to the other apps, is you have translations available in multiple languages. Right now we've just selected English, which you saw there. You have French, Turkish, Russian, quite a few other languages available. You also have different voices. By default, you have Sheikh Abdul Rahman Al-Sudais' voice as the reciter, but you can also change that. You also have a bookmark feature, which is also there in some of the other apps, so that you don't have to remember where you left off every time you log back in. Once again, one of the interesting features that we have here, which we haven't seen in some of the other apps, is the ability to share. We saw you were able to share to just Facebook and Twitter when you were inside a particular surah, but you can share the entire app on Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, through Gmail, or just even if you want to send it through SMS. Wallpapers, this is something we briefly touched about. All these are available. I think more features are planned to be added as per the release notes that we saw on their website. But the interesting thing is, all these features that we just saw, there is no pro version of the app. There is no paid version of the app. Everything is available for free, and I I think one of the biggest things that we did see is the actual size of the app itself. Most of the other apps that we saw required 150, 160 MB. But this particular app is, I think it's less than 15. It's about close to 14 MB for the entire app itself. So that pretty much covers our roundup of the main Islamic apps for the Ramadan season. Hope you enjoyed our review. Thank you.